Welcome to this special edition of Frequency Matters, the RF Microwave Update Series. I'm Pat Hindle, and I'm here today with Jean-Marc Laurent and Chin Doan, founders and creators of Millibox. Welcome, guys.
Hey.
Hi, Patrick.
So Millibox has a really unique, low-cost solution for millimeter wave measurements, so I wanted to find out more about this technology. Can you tell us about how you came up with the idea for Millibox, how it originated?
Sure. So Jean-Marc and I, we've been working on millimeter wave design for quite a long time. I started Cybeam back in 2005, where we were designing millimeter wave ICs at the time. So it's been over 15 years. And when we were, designing our chips, we realized that we needed to test our chips and antennas, and there really wasn't anything on the market available at that time. So we really had to build everything from scratch ourselves. And in 2016, Jean-Marc and I, we started a new company, and we were originally intending to do millimeter wave consulting for tier one companies, chip companies. And what happened was that these companies kept asking us, how do they build their antennas? How do they create the setup to build their antennas? And so we realized that, a lot of other companies have the same need as what we had at the time. And so what we did was we didn't originally create Millibox because we thought we had necessarily a better product. We just realized that it was something that people needed and just wasn't available on the market. And so clearly, since we've launched Millibox in 2018, we've already sold 200 units to large and small companies worldwide. And so clearly that need is there.
So Millibox manufactures low-cost desktop millimeter wave anechoic chambers and 3D antenna and positioners. What choices do people have with these chambers, and where do you fit into the market?
Yeah, so there are a few other options out there to test and characterize your antennas and phased arrays. There's obviously the traditional microwave test chambers that sort of take up an entire room. You can obviously outsource to an external lab. More recently, there's sort of compact antenna test ranges, and of course, you can still build your own. But what really makes Millibox unique is that at the millimeter wave frequencies, first off, the far field distance is much smaller. So our test chambers can fit on a single 6 to 8 foot lab bench. And secondly, the price point that we're targeting is something that's much more affordable. So that means that you don't need to decide, whether you just want to buy one single chamber for your entire lab. This really allows you to buy multiple chambers for the lab, and basically allowing you to have your own personal test chamber. And so what this does is it really helps with the efficiency for the design and the engineering team. So this allows you to work on multiple teams to work on their projects in parallel. It allows teams, distributed teams around the globe, they can have their own setup in their own location. Even during the pandemic, we shipped some of our Milliboxes directly to people's houses so they could continue doing their work, in their garage. And so this really helps people get their work done. And finally, the other aspect about Millibox is that we really don't believe in a one-size-fits-all model. And so everybody has their different requirements, whether it's test equipment that they want to use, whether it's their far field distance, whether it's their DUT size. First off, our software, is provided in source code. So this allows people to test with whatever equipment they already have in their lab. And secondly, our boxes are modular so that we can accommodate pretty much any, many different types of distances as well as DUT sizes. So by having a box that gives you full access anytime and full flexibility, this allows you to take the measurements that you need when you need it and how you want to do it.
Well, seeing is believing. So can you show us a little demo?
Yes, so like Chin said, modularity is a key aspect of Millibox. It's a modular construction where we have a cubical units that can be extended. So here we have an MBX2 that can be changed to an MBX3 and MBX4. We have also another series, which is the MBX30 series, which is 30-inch cubes. So what it does is it gives you option in terms of far field distance, and depending on your DUT size, you can find the model that you really need. It fits on the lab bench, And that's a very comfortable position to work on your DUT and work on daily basis. So that's very important. Then we have instrument base underneath the deck of the chamber, and that has the benefit of reducing the space usage, but also reducing the coax length. And that's very important when we talk at those high frequencies in mmWave. So we place the instruments below the deck. Here we are using spectrum analyzers. We have a VST from NI. We can use also different VNAs. With the flexibility of our software, the code is delivered in Python. So you can modify an interface to any kinds of instrument that supports KP commands, for example. You can also interface directly to your DUT, and that's a key aspect of the flexibility that we offer with mmBox. Now, when we look at the inside, we see two key elements. One is the horn post, and one is the DUT positioner. So the horn post is also modular. It can accommodate a number of different waveguide flange sizes. Here we have a WR28, but it could be other flange type. On the DUT side, we have a positioner. Here we show our latest Gimbal 4. It's rotating in 3 axes, basically azimuth elevation and polarization. And that's a very unique proposition on the market. So it rotates 360 by 360 by 360 at a resolution below 0.1 degree. The key aspect of it is the controller. The controller, as we mentioned, is in Python. It's easy to port and integrate, modify, and tailor to really the measurement that you want to do. And also, the output of this software is really the raw data that we collect from the instrument. No matter what metrics you're using for your measurement, you collect them into a CSV file that you can post-process later. So last but not least, a setup like this is affordable. Affordable means that you would start at $20,000 for a setup like this, which is really kind of affordable in the market. Because we do all our manufacturing, in-house, and we source all our parts ourselves, that allows us to have very short lead time compared to anything that you see out there. So we ship mmBox within a few weeks, as opposed to lead time for all the components, which are more in the 10 weeks or dozens of weeks of lead time. So that's a great benefit if you want to get started quickly. mmBox is probably the solution you're looking for. So here we see on the screen the sweep is happening, and we are collecting the data for the radiation pattern of the horn antenna that we have as a DUT. The software collects the absolute position of the positioner of the DUT and collects the metrics that we are recording. So now the sweep is complete, and we can see the radiation pattern that we captured in 3D. We can inspect the different details of the sweep and make an adjustment to the antenna design when needed.
Well, thank you very much for that demo. So I want to know, what are your future plans for improvements to this product over the next year or so?
So improvement is something that we do continuously due to our in-house manufacturing and using additive manufacturing techniques. We can come up with new ideas and new improvement for customers based on their requirement quickly. So that's something like built-in mmBox is continuous improvement. And on the long term, we are looking at new technologies like 6G, terahertz, metasurfaces, and 3D printed antennas. Those are really area that we are looking at and see how we can get involved in those market. On the short term, we're going to announce our latest positioner, our next generation positioner at IMS 2022 in Denver. And I'll see you there, and I hope you like it.
Well, we look forward to seeing that. Thank you, Jean-Marc and Chin, for talking with me today about Millibox millimeter wave test solutions. You guys really fit nicely into the marketplace with a low-cost solution, can be delivered quickly, and has very flexible software to be able to configure it as you need. Thanks everybody for watching today, and join us next time on Frequency Matters.